Hi everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the Tech is Hard podcast.
Today we're talking about live streams. Are they dead?
Also, we do a creator therapy session.
And share some thoughts on how you can make a living out of this whole YouTube thing.
Plus, our tips of the week and much, much more. So let's get started. Hi everybody, welcome to the Tech is Hard podcast. New episode. My name is Xander Rand. I'm joined by Danny Black from Brisbane, Australia. We are, if you don't know already, two YouTubers that primarily concentrate on tech, but we do stray this conversation into creativity and other stuff, life in general. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple. We're available wherever you get your podcasts. Also on YouTube, we do extended conversations every other week with special guests on there as well. So go and subscribe. Also on Instagram and apparently TikTok, at Tech is Hard podcast. So you can go and follow us over there. And we've got TikTok, haven't we, Danny?
Yeah, but sorry, I didn't add the podcast on there. It's just at Tech is Hard.
Tech is Hard. Okay, cool.
The fact that we got that, I was like, I'm taking that. That's good. And on YouTube, we actually have it, so it's youtube.com/techishard now.
Oh, yeah, we've got our URL.
Reached that milestone, which is good.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have the URL, which is great.
Nice.
So it's not like, what's your YouTube podcast? youtube.com/ and then you say a bunch of letters and numbers.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, we had a good conversation last week with Scott Davies, who is massive in the e-boarder world. He's smashing it at the moment with some awesome content, and his channel is growing. Some of his stats are amazing, and he had some good information for us all about how to deal with brands and how to deal with companies to get brand deals. And yeah, you should check that out if you haven't watched it already.
So
it was a good conversation.
Yeah, and the extended conversation as well. So check that out. I think, I changed the thumbnail. Scott Davies created a thumbnail with the Bernie Sanders meme.
Yeah, I saw
that's
that.
Huge right now. And so I was like, I'm going to change it just for 24 hours. It's still on there right now.
I saw that one of Bernie Sanders doing the Gangnam Style.
Yeah, that was a good one. Dude, that is so funny how fast memes can just take over.
Yeah.
And I watched a video recently where somebody was making fun of it, like 2013, and it's like, hey, these people are doing the Harlem Shake. You want to do that? Yeah, let's do it. Well, let's maybe in a week or two, because it's still gonna be relevant.
Yeah.
And now it's like the Bernie Sanders meme's out. We got to do this quick.
Yeah,
we got to get
within
it
seconds. The internet is full of stuff.
It's so funny.
But
how fast
we got lots of views on that video. That the CES recap one. Obviously, people were trying to click that. We got some good comments as well. So we go through the comments and see what we had.
Yeah. Yes. So that was episode number 2.
Yep.
This is episode 3. And we'll start at the top with Jonathan Creek. He says, love the touch bar. Makes typing so fast. We did talk about Apple.
Yep.
And they're losing the touch bar. And I hear they're also bringing back the SD card reader on the MacBook Pros.
Right.
They're doing all of this stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see them bring back. It's like they're saying, whoops, my bad. We'll fix that. We'll bring it back to the what makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like companies do that. It's like they bring back the stuff that's sort of, what's the word? It's it was like around 5 years ago, so it's nostalgic for people, and then people go, "Oh, remember this? This is awesome." So, but it's basically the same tech they did 5 years ago, but they're doing it all over again, and you're buying it.
I think that they realized it was just they were like, we want to make it as slim and as easy. Then they realized that the customers are just going, this is the stuff we need. We don't want dongles for everything. So, and now that, it's probably, maybe they were trying to sacrifice some space. And now that they have the M1 chips and stuff, they don't need like fans or big cooling systems because of the way they have their new chips. Maybe that's why they're able to bring that kind of stuff back. So who knows?
Yeah, I feel like the touch bar was, sorry, just talking about touch bar very quickly. It's like people hated on it so much they kept it in there for another couple of years because it's like bad publicity, but good any publicity is good publicity. So they did that. But anyway,
who knows? All right. Next comment. Gina Walters says, I'm excited to join you guys soon. So in 3 weeks, she's going to be on the show. She started her own podcast, episode 1, titled Sex, which is like, you're starting. You're just starting, and you're not even like trying to ease your way into
hitting us right in the face there, Gina.
Podcast game. So I'm excited to have her on talking about the process she's going through at the moment. And another podcast, the Bermuda Triangle podcast, which is that sounds cool. I want to check them out. Good stuff, guys. Absolutely agree that Prime is one of the best deals out there. It's really bonkers when you think about it. And that was later in the show, so they made it they made it closer
Cool.
to the
I'm
end.
checking
which
them
is
out right
great to
now.
see.
They're brand new. They've only got 9 subscribers, but there's 3 guys.
Okay.
So we'll go and check them out.
Yeah, we'll give them a support as well. That's cool. Maybe we'll have to have them on our podcast as well.
Yep.
Walker2508 says, is Scott doing YouTube as a full-time gig? And Scott Davies, who we had on the show, I think that he said at the moment, yeah, I guess he is, because he's in between
Yep.
jobs. He might be getting a job in Brisbane and moving up close to me, which will be great because we'll
Awesome. Some
I'll have a
more
friend.
Danny and
I'll have a friend.
Scott sort of collaborations coming up. Stay tuned.
Absolutely. I'll be doing a lot more like scooter reviews, that's for sure.
Awesome.
Using his stuff.
Yeah.
Gina also says, I'm same as you, Xander. When I film, I have to edit and create straight away.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting the way Scott mentioned that. He says he films videos in the morning, then he just leaves it and spends time with the family and then comes back to it later. It's something definitely you got to prioritise. Obviously, family comes first, but it's I when it's in my head, I tend to have to go back, edit it, and sort of do it. But I'm trying it with the latest video. I've sort of left it. I'm going to edit it later. That I recorded yesterday, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, actually, what's funny is the latest video I did, I did a 30-second Thursday video instead of putting that video out.
Right.
Because I was like, I can just throw this video together.
Yep.
And then I have a video saved for, which was a Saturday release. So it was like the first time in a long time I've had a scheduled video
Yeah.
just ready to go. So it's like, you didn't have to work as much.
Yeah.
Although now I'm back to normal, so I have to keep creating.
I'm way
probably keep
behind.
these
I've
things coming
got
out.
companies asking me, Xander, where's the videos? So I've got to really get my backside into gear. I've got a couple done, but I'm sort of delaying putting them out at the time being. I want to put. I've thought about this. I don't know what you think about this. Doing 5 videos and releasing like a bunch of videos at the same time. What do you think about that?
You could do that. I mean, I unsubscribe to people that do stuff like that just because it's like
Oh, I won't do it then.
just too much. No, but hey, I'm not going to unsubscribe to you. I'm just saying that it's tough. I get what you're saying, but you could at least do every day.
Yeah.
Just get them out.
Yeah.
But like, if it's like right off the bat, like just dumping it all, just it's crazy. All right. So eBoard3R says Scotty D. So that looks like Scotty D.
Cool.
Actually, it's funny because our other person we have, the Boomer Tech guy, is Scotty D.
Oh
So
yeah,
the
of course.
Scott Davies.
Oh, God, I didn't. Yeah, we've got to get
That's
Scott
funny.
back on to do a Boomer Tech.
Yeah, Boomer Tech. We did that in the pre-pods.
That was awesome.
Scott Donnelly needs to just get off his butt and do it. That's for sure.
Come on, Scott.
Jonathan Creek says, in Australia, I reckon that smart bath would require a pool fence.
Yeah.
That's how we were managed. Yeah.
That smart bath.
it's true.
I still want it, especially today. It's -2 here in the UK, so it's freezing. How good would it to go out and come back and have a bath steaming ready for you? That'd be amazing.
That
Bit
would
of
be
tech.
cool. And by the way, big news here in my house.
Oh,
Thursday.
Stand by.
Getting
Drum
an
roll.
air conditioning unit put up. So now I'm not going to be sweating my butt off. And people don't realize that a lot of times when I'm making these videos here in my office, I turn off the fan so there's no fan noise. I have about a 15-minute window before I am drenched in sweat. I finish that last line and I'm like, cut, take things off. I'm like, oh, yeah. That's how I am. So having an air conditioning unit in this office is going to be big.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm excited. So, and Jonathan Creek also, he's the writer of this book. He's going to be our guest next week. So
cool.
Jonathan Creek.
Excellent. Yeah, that'd be a
Creaky.
good one as well. I can't imagine
Yeah.
like the organisation that goes behind writing a book. So everybody stay tuned for that one coming next week. Jonathan Creek. I struggle with YouTube videos, so that'd be interesting to hear how he went around organising that.
Absolutely. And I'm struggling to read. I'm just running. I'm not having time
Yeah,
to
you've
read.
got to get it done before
So
next week's
I'm
episode.
gonna
dude.
get it. I'm gonna get it read. I still have this much to go. It's tough. Just things pop up. Like I sat down to read the book yesterday. I had some time.
Yeah.
And then my brother-in-law walks in and he's just like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, never mind." Last comment, and I also think that maybe we should announce this. We should probably put time chapters down at the bottom, as far as YouTube is concerned.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Do you think so?
yeah.
And then that way people can skip ahead if they want to get to whatever topic
Yeah.
we have on the thumbnail or whatever. Gord Hinchel says the most confronting thing that we've ever heard on our episode number 2. No video of the tech, no pics, and no links. I could flag this video for misleading thumbnail. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I can think of a lot more videos that are misleading than
Yeah.
our video.
I mean,
that wasn't misleading.
We gave a lot of information about it. Yeah, there was no pictures and links and stuff, but you can Google CES and find that out. I understand sort of his opinion, but it is a podcast. If he doesn't know, and for everybody that doesn't know, me and Danny have one, never met in real life, and two, we're not in the same country, and we just do this podcast. And it takes a lot of organisation to put stuff together, audio and video, and match it all up and stuff, because we record it all separately. So it's a lot of work, and you put a lot of effort into the edit just without putting that stuff in.
Yeah, and if you're to add all that extra stuff into it, which isn't bad, I feel like when we get to a certain point of a podcast being like popular, it would definitely put more effort into it.
Yeah, because we'll have somebody editing
so much effort
for us.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Man, that's going to be... so sorry, Gord.
Well, we'll try harder
that.
to be better. We will, and we'll get there.
He probably won't be a fan of the show. He's not listening now. But we'll get better. And I think that...
You can't
just
please
have to
everybody, though, can you?
Use your imagination when we talk about stuff instead of seeing pictures. We do put some stuff up, but I think that we want to focus more on our bigger channels.
Yeah.
And then this is our side fun thing that we're kind of growing between us. So a furthered conversation, if you will.
Talking about our big channels and further conversations, we wanted to talk about live streams this morning and why I feel, for me, they don't work on my channel. And you've had sort of the same thought. And what you think about doing live streams and how to promote them if you are going to do them and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Are they dead? Are live streams dead? I watch so many creators. They have like tens of or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they only have like 10 people watching. Yeah. And it's like, wow, what happened to live streams? It's lost its zazz, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, I stopped doing them. You stopped doing them.
Yeah. I just didn't get anybody. Nobody in the chat. I think live stream is all about the community and having that conversation in the chat. And if you've got nobody in the chat, then there really isn't any point to doing a live stream. It's all about that is what you do it for.
That's true. Although I will interject and say that some of the more successful live streams I see out there, they don't even look at the chat. Like the chat goes. Maybe super chats that come through, they'll look at those. Yeah. But they don't pay attention to the chat in general. Yeah. And those, maybe that's the right way to go. You just you don't let the chat steer your conversation because that's not going to be fun to watch later on. Maybe after the fact. So,
maybe that's the sort of the extreme, both extreme ends, isn't it? There's sort of, I like to try and find that balance in the middle. So I feel like the people who don't sort of talk about the chat or communicate with the chat, they've got millions of people watching and they can't physically do it. So, and if you have got no people in the chat, then it's a rubbish live stream. So you need to try and find that balance in the middle of having some communication and connecting with the community, but also...
Yeah, but is YouTube killing off? Like, is it not recommending? Or we've talked about this before with Jay Boston. When you do a live stream and you do a long live stream, and you only get people watching back the first little bit, it's not showing that your videos are having good retention, and they will downgrade your channel and not recommend stuff as much. That's what I think. Yeah, we've seen that over and over with people. So I think that maybe if you do a live stream, keep it short. Having said that, we're going to do a live stream on episode 11, the last one of the season. Episode 11, we'll do a live stream and do a giveaway.
I think that's
2 giveaways.
That's what I mean. The idea we had to try and keep people interested in the live stream is we'll do a giveaway at the end of that live stream, so it encourages people to stay tuned, keep watching, keep engaging,
and to look forward to it as well. There's gonna be a giveaway, and who knows, we'll probably we'll have 4 seasons in a year probably, and we'll do giveaways on every one of those. And
definitely and we got some,
and they might get bigger and bigger.
We've got some cool stuff to give away as well already.
Absolutely. Dude, we'll announce it a little bit later, but
soon,
on my main channel, I've been promoting it now. I'm saying that I want to do a giveaway, and I will give it away on this podcast. So if you're here for that, thank you for being here. And if you're like, what, I gotta wait till episode 11? Yeah.
Yeah, you have. But it'd be worth the wait, guys. It'd be worth the wait.
Yeah, we're not making that much money, but I do want to talk about on the next segment how you can make money as a smaller YouTuber. Yeah. Like good money. Yeah. Like and living. I have a secret. Awesome. And we'll talk about that, right?
Excellent. Yeah. Okay, cool. So shall we take a break then? And then we'll talk about that after the break?
Yeah. Cool. Hold on. Let me turn and do the break. Hold on one second.
Ready?
Just kidding. Different clothes.
Commercial break.
There's a really cool site that has some really cool products on it, and it's called Ready Pro Supply. They're selling creative home sport gear, such as these resistant bands, relaxation and personal care like this neck and shoulder massager, and some amazing backpacks. Check out some of these really cool products by clicking the link in the description, and these would also be really cool gifts. Ready Pro Supply is a fan of the channel, and they will offer any first-time buyers 15% off, and that coupon code is in the description next to the link. So do some shopping, put the coupon code in, boom, 15%. You did it. Awesome. Ready Pro Supply. Enjoy. Really cool stuff. All right, let's get back to it.
Awesome. That looks like a good website that does like sports supplies and things like that. They're sponsor this channel. They sponsor your channel as well, I believe, Danny.
Yeah, they remember was the Not So Morning Show. They were a sponsor back in the day when we had a different show.
Yeah.
And what's funny is they were like a travel company.
Yeah.
Like they did a bunch of travel gear, and just like a lot of other companies these days, they've had to adapt.
Of course,
otherwise they'll lose. And so now they're doing sport equipment, travel-y sports equipment,
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool. Check them out. Links down in the description.
Cool.
Yeah.
Funny, we're just talking about live streams. Just quickly going back to that, my friend Paul has just literally texted me saying, sorry to disturb you while you're recording, because you have a few text messages come through, and he goes, I really miss the Sunday live streams, but I understand why you stopped doing them. So I was like,
Yeah.
Paul was one of the few people that did tune in every week.
Yeah. Hey, we're doing it for one person. I mean, we didn't mind doing it. That was good. That'll be the time we do. This will be the time. Sunday will be the time we do that live stream when we do it. And if it rocks, maybe we'll do it more. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Definitely.
But I did want to break into some creator therapy.
Okay.
So
Have we got like a stinger for this?
Therapy. Yeah, sure. Let me press the button.
Crazy.
But yeah, we just wanted to talk about what was going on in our personal lives, how you find creating and stuff, and what the problems we come across maybe.
Yeah. It's like maybe I'll get on the couch and kind of rant, and you get on the couch.
Yeah, go for it,
and,
dude. You sit down. Tell us all about it.
Before I get into the cool idea of how you can make money, I just want to say that looking at your stats, sometimes it's not a good idea to look at your stats.
Yeah, I agree.
But when you do look at your stats, you can really get an idea of who's watching.
Yep.
And who's not watching. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is your subscribers. Mm-hmm. If your subscribers are not watching, your percentage is low, then you don't have a lot of actual fans watching, coming back. So that's cool. I mean, they're probably subscribing. I don't really know what it means. Like if you have a low number, like are people, if they watch it and then subscribe, is that good? So my subscription ratio is pretty low. I think I'm like,
mine's low, dude.
what was that?
Mine's 1%.
It was like 1%. I think I might be 2.5 or something like that. And so my thought is, if you want to set little goals for your channel and you look at that percentage, you should try to go take a small step.
Yep.
Say, you know what? My next goal is to try to get that to 5%. Mm-hmm. Then it's to 10%.
Yep.
And just keep watching that go. The subscriptions for me, like the subscriber count is going up like massively.
Yeah.
And that's excellent. But I'm trying to, let me see if I can find out where that analytic is. I'm really curious.
Scott blew my mind with his percentage was like 25%. And that is, I worked today, on my views that I get in a month, that if I'd get 25%, I'd be gaining 20,000 subscribers a month. So it's a little bit of proof of how good Scott's channel is doing, but I think it's something to do with the niche as well. I've got a bit of a broad niche, if you like. So I think if you've got a really specific niche, then it does help.
Yeah. Well, I just noticed I'm at 4.1%, but that's just from the last 28 days. So I don't really, I think that's that's the number you actually need to look at that time frame. So if you do get a video that pops, like you've had several that pop, and you get a lot of people that Google something and they find you, they watch you for a little bit and you're like, hey, you know what, this guy was helpful, I'll subscribe. And I do that a lot. I subscribe to people because I watched one video and then I forget who they are when I see them pop up on my subscription thing, and I'm like, who is this again? I don't remember. Like, it's so funny how that you just forget about it. So, so I get why the number is the way it is, but how do you get people to come back to it? And I think that's going to be the trick.
It's a difficult,
trying to grow in small steps.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think for me, I've tried a few things where in the first 30 seconds of the video, I ask people to subscribe. I do that, and then I'll try and tell them about stuff that's coming up to maybe interest them to come back again.
Yeah.
But
yep, that's good.
So far, I've had a little bit of an increase. I think I'm up to like 1.4% of people. But I don't know if that's working. So I'm stuck really. I don't have any answers at the moment for anybody to say, this is a secret, this is what you should be doing. That's kind of why I stopped doing videos. I used to do the odd YouTube tip video on how to get me more views. I've stopped doing videos like that because who am I to tell anybody how to get views and get subscribers? So
no, that's very true.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell people when you don't have the credibility.
Yeah.
Like they can look at your channel like, what?
Yeah.
How is he telling me this?
I feel like
but
when it
let me just say this, Xander, you have some subscribers.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people with a subscriber base that's way lower than you.
Yeah.
And they look up to people like you.
True.
They look up to people like me. But we look up to the other, these higher up people, and we think that they're watching our videos, and they're not watching.
Dude, I mean, when we first sort of come across each other, I think you're on about 2,500 subscribers. And I was on like 124, and I remember looking. I did a video. If you look way back, I did a video saying Danny Black subscribed to me. I was like blown away.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna check that out.
Check it
That's
out
so
because
funny.
I was like, I can't believe somebody with 2,500 subscribers has subscribed to my channel. So you've got to remember where you came from as well. It's hard, but you have to remember that you've made leaps and bounds from where you used to be.
Oh, absolutely, and I get that a lot I find new people subscribing and commenting on the next video and the next video. So I can see that will grow, but that's my goal is to just, what's the next step? I worked at Apple a long time ago and they had 8% of the market share of computers.
Right.
Or maybe it's 5%. It was 5%. And I remember their big goal, they said, listen, we want to make it 10%. That's our goal. We double our income.
Yeah.
Like the company doubles its income.
True.
When they just go from 5% to 10.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the strategy, I think, is just how to do that. We don't know yet. I mean, we're not here to give people answers necessarily. We're just here to talk things out.
Yeah, but
maybe you'll get some good information.
Yeah, one thing we are doing though is from our friendship and our stuff that we do together is trying to figure that out together along the way as well. So if you stay tuned and subscribe and listen to the podcast, you will learn what we learn along the way, and we seem to be doing that pretty well so far. So, that thing you put on Instagram, was it last week, where you take small steps leads to a greater. That hit me hard actually. I was
small steps. You could see the guy climb up way higher than the person that can't even reach that first step.
Yeah,
that's a very important thing, and I definitely. It reminds me of. This sounds really motivational, I suppose. It reminds me of when I climbed a little mountain here in Australia just to do a live stream with the drone on top of this mountain.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing live stream. It was insane, the shots that I got.
It was awesome.
But climbing up, it was like climbing a rock face. And it was like if you slipped, you'd die. Like seriously, that's what it was. And you're in the middle of it going, holy crap. And I'm panicking because I'm panicking because I'm thinking of how I'm going to get up to the top.
Yeah.
How am I going to come back down?
Yeah.
And then I missed one step, like my foot slipped. I was like, and you get that tense and you're like freaking out. And then all of a sudden I just got to take a second. And I had the backpack on. I was wearing like running shoes. I was not dressed for this.
Yeah.
Like sweatpants and stuff like that. I was not dressed for this because we didn't know what we were getting into, me and my wife. And I remember being like on this ledge freaking out. And I just thought, okay, let me just get up to this next part.
Yeah.
And I got to the next part and I was fine. And then, okay, let me get to the next part. And then when I took all that worry away from later on, further down the line, it was a lot easier. And then going down was a breeze, actually. Going down where I thought it was going to be freaky and scary, it was super easy, no problem. So I think that's if I ever did like a TED Talk, it'd be on something like
that. Yeah. One piece of advice I'd give anybody that was sort of starting YouTube and feel like they're struggling, just watch back some of your old videos. And you'd realise how much better you have got at it, because I watched some of my videos and I'm like, what was I doing? Honestly.
Yeah.
So that's one maybe little tip you could do. But
yeah, and maybe also when you watch your videos, or you're making videos, keep in mind, what do people want to watch? Like if you're making videos and you're like, I'm going to show you how to make this desk. Hold on a second. Let me just go take care of the lawn and and you're showing your day. And it's like, that's not necessarily what people came to watch. They came to watch you build the desk.
Yeah.
So if you're going to review something, if you're going to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like just kind of keep a focus on it.
Yeah.
And I think that people appreciate that a lot more. I appreciate it when I watch other people's videos and they're straight to the point.
I've done that in the
it's
past where I've tried
entertaining,
to sort of create, try and do it creativity, like try and do a review, but sort of incorporate it within a vlog. And I've had comments saying, just get to the point. Tell us about the product you're trying to review. So you're either a vlogger or you're a reviewer. I'd stick to one or the other.
To be honest, I love being a reviewer. It's been way more fun, being a reviewer than being a vlogger, because as a vlogger, it's just like, it was so hard to grow. It helped working on cruise ships. That was, a big help to that. But reviewing products is so much more fun.
I think the one person that has actually nailed it is that channel I've mentioned in the past called Camera Conspiracies. Now, he reviews stuff, but he's vlogging at the same time, and his humor's very dry. He's so funny.
Very dry. I actually watch him still. I do.
Yeah.
I do watch him.
So he's one of my favorite channels.
Your recommendation.
Yeah.
He's very dry.
I've actually tried to do sort of a couple of videos like that, but it's very hard. It's extremely hard to do it, and I don't think I've got the humor for it.
You have to stick. Yeah, I think that's the thing is that's who he is.
Yeah.
You got to stay true to who you are.
Yeah.
And people can easily see through that if you're not. And then, like, if you watched back older Camera Conspiracies and he's like, "What's up, YouTubers? How are you doing?" You know, like, it's like, then you'd be like, okay, that's not how he always was.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on how you want to go forward on your own thing.
That's it, yeah.
So, I really did. I'm still on the couch, I think. I haven't given you a chance to get on the couch.
No, I'm just joining in. I've got the same. Well, we talk about this all the time. I've got sort of the same sort of issues. Yeah.
I need to connect my social media. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. My social media, like I said, I'm loving the reviews. I have another channel that's music. We have the Tech is Hard podcast. That's great. I'm feeling great about that on YouTube and on the other podcasting channels. However, on Instagram, my Instagram is very lost. I feel like more people are coming to my Instagram now because of my reviews on YouTube. They're seeing the link in the description. And I feel like I need to gear things more towards that. Now, the followers I've had from that are from like cruise ships and, all the travels. But I can't go on. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the best route to go. Route. Yeah. And then same with Facebook. It's just, it's a bit tricky.
I've noticed, actually, I've struggled with Instagram for a long time. I've been like 300 followers forever. And then the last couple of weeks I've worked on just doing some sort of short form, some shorts, I'd actually made a short for YouTube and I uploaded it to TikTok, I uploaded it to Instagram stories and reels. I sort of put it everywhere and I've actually gained 15 followers over the last week or so. And so I don't know if that's what was been working, but I think it might be. So I think you're right. Connecting social media and keeping it all, it's the same sort of thing, keeping it along the same niche. And trying to connect it all together. And
maybe you're right. Maybe that's the key is going on my YouTube. As soon as I niched up, I've seen more growth than I've ever seen.
Yeah, your channel's growing fast.
That should be the same thing on Instagram. Just niche up and keep the same thing going. That's very true. I like that. I need to change. I want to change my handle because it's Here's Danny Black. That doesn't really work.
I don't know. But it's. Yeah, I'm torn. I'm still torn. I'm niching up. I'm still sort of slightly anti-niche. I really like doing...
What do you mean?
I really like doing different things as well. I don't want to sort of confine myself to doing one style of video. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sort of struggling with that a little bit. But for it to work and for the channel to grow, I think it might be the right thing to do. Definitely.
I mean, I get that frustration, and I've heard that complaint for so many people going, I don't want to be, this one kind of YouTuber. And it's like, but do you want to be successful on YouTube? And, I think that, I think most people do when they get on YouTube. I mean, there's a lot of people that are like, well, I don't care. I'm just making videos. everyone has that little bit of a dream to be successful on YouTube
Yeah.
and to even make a living from it, which I'll get into that on the next segment because it's going to be too long of
Yeah.
long of one to get into. But a couple of things I wanted to note is do you need, is it better to be on every platform, or is it better to focus on certain ones? Because you could be on Twitch, you can be on D Live, you can be on all these random LinkedIn and all that stuff. Is it better to focus in or focus out?
I think if you're doing I mean, for me, I want to concentrate on YouTube. That's what I love doing the most, and I just want to figure out a way though to connect all the social medias to that YouTube and really work on honing that this year. That's one thing I think you've got to do. For me, YouTube is something that I want to concentrate on, and then I want to try and make content that can be shared on all platforms as well, like those little shorts that can be shared on TikTok and Instagram Reels. I think that's what I'm going to work on for myself anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to start doing stuff on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
Just kind of the review stuff, but just like quick little videos, which is what TikTok is. So
my TikTok's actually called Tech Talks.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
So I'm going to start
I started a TikTok. I had a TikTok before. It was like Lynn's Balls. It was called Just Balls.
Yeah.
And it was the Lynn's Ball, and I'd always flip it up. It's still up there.
Yeah.
And I actually made one yesterday with it, but there's no views after like 24 hours. It's like, wow. But I think that my new one's called DB Reviews.
Yeah.
And I might do something like that with Instagram. Just change it. Yeah. Just be like DB Reviews. Sorry, this is what it is now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If you didn't like it before.
Why not? Just do it. No one's really going to take you to court for it, are they? Let's face it. So it's not life and death. Just got to find out what works and try.
And the big thing with this podcast, and I kind of wrote something to you a little bit randomly, and we never really talked it through, but I was like, we should have a website.
Yeah.
And it could be like a media website, and this could be an actual start of a real business where we can sell our services individually. That sounds, not like,
but we've had
sexually
sort of a lot of people ask about it in the past, haven't you? You've actually done work for other people. You've edited videos for other people already.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. A lot. And it's almost like it's hard. It'd be easier to have maybe like if it grew to a certain point, we hire someone to answer all those emails, to price it out, and then give it to Xander or I, or work with some of these brands. But not just that, like, we can have the podcast. Actually, I'll save this next part for when we talk about how you can make a living, because I think you're going to like this. What I bring up.
On that note, then we'll take a break. Let's do that, and we'll come back in just a second.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Commercial break.
Are you one of those people that likes making silly TikTok videos? If so, then you might be interested in this little bad boy. It is the mini selfie ring light from Illuminate, and it's a really interesting little device. So here we go. It basically clips onto your phone like so over the camera. You've got the gap of the camera in the middle there, so you can selfie yourself with the light. And then it's got 3 different modes. It's got all the different Kelvin lights, and I think it's a fantastic, cracking idea. Illuminate have sent me a few of these to make a full review on my main channel, so if you haven't already, go and check me out over there. So go and check Illuminate out. There will be a link in the description down below, and that's an affiliate link, and it helps this channel out. And that's it. Back to the podcast. Okay, that was Illuminate, Illumi Ring. Those lights are really cool. I've just literally finished the video on those. I really like them.
Yeah. I saw your picture on Instagram. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. They're only a small company, and they haven't got many followers on Instagram, but they've sent me those for free to review. Those are some of the things we're going to be giving away in episode 11. So, like I said, subscribe.
There we go.
Make sure you don't miss that.
I like that in. Sprinkle in the little stuff. I'll tell you this. On my end, it's a Ulanzi product. Mm-hmm. Really, one of their expensive, and it's not even out yet. It's pre-order, so
really?
That's going to be exciting.
Awesome. I just picked up Ulanzi's RGB light that you recommended last week. This is a cool light. That is really cool.
Yeah, that's funny. I want to check actually while we're on the air, or not on the air, but you know what I'm saying. I wanted to see how much I've made from affiliates through Ulanzi. It's actually been pretty good.
I'm trying to get in there with Ulanzi. I haven't heard from them yet.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I'll get it on it for you.
Those bigger RGB lights that you've got look really cool. They're like, yeah, I could do with some of those brighter RGB lights.
It's so cool. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll have a further. Maybe I'll do that as a short or something like that. Remember
Yeah.
we talked about shorts here.
Yeah.
Or microcasts. We haven't done any of those yet.
Yeah, we'll
we're-
get there.
We're just at the beginning of this.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to say something. How many fans do you think you need to be to make it a full-time job?
How many fans, subscribers? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to work out, isn't it? Because when it comes to the monetary side of YouTube, especially, just talking about YouTube for a second, you can have 60,000 subscribers and 10,000 subscribers and still earn sort of the same kind of money, because it's based on views, isn't it, and view time. And,
I look at it like I'm looking at it now. It's like real fans.
yeah,
So imagine this, if you had, and this is like, I'm just going to really dumb it down. If you had 1,000 real fans, meaning like every video you popped out, at least 1,000 people will watch that religiously.
Yep.
If you put out some merch, you have at least 1,000 people buy that piece of merch.
Then
So imagine this, 1,000, I heard this strategy, and then we'll get a little bit deeper into it, but let's just say you have a shirt. You have like custom merch. What do you call that? Like a limited like t-shirt.
Yeah.
And let's just say you drop 1,000 limited shirts when you get to that point of 1,000 real fans, every season.
Yeah.
So 4 seasons a year. And you make a profit of $25 per shirt.
yeah,
Then you were looking at $100,000
yeah,
for a year, just on a dump like that, like on merch dump. If you're able to make $25 of whatever merch, which is crazy. I never thought about it that way. And obviously it's going to take a little while to get to 1,000 real fans, but that's the big thing about having a community.
Yeah.
Scott Davies is on the right track to do stuff like that,
Yeah.
because he's got people that are watching every video he makes and loving his content. So now $100,000, that's a lot more than some people even hope to make.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to aim that high. You could, like small steps, start small.
Yeah, small.
And go, you know what? I have 20, real fans, and you don't make as much as $100,000, but you'll make still some good money for that, just merch. But then you dive into it a little bit more, and merch is great, but what can you sell that's gonna cost you like no overhead cost?
Yeah.
And that's like online, your online courses.
Yeah.
Sell your expertise.
Yeah.
And Xander, you might go, what do I have to offer anybody?
Well,
What do you know that a lot of people don't know? There's a lot of people, there's a lot of things out there that you probably know.
yeah.
Maybe it's in trucking because you're a truck driver. Maybe
maybe.
it's in, I'm kind of spitballing stuff at the, saying this, but like,
Yeah.
if I was to do, for me, I could do guitar lessons,
Of course.
learn how to play guitar for me. And,
Yeah.
and you'd get a lot of that. Or if I was like, here's a workout, hula hoop workout
Yeah.
every day for a month, you lose 10 kilos.
Yeah.
And then you just, here's some music that I'm going to release.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to do that, but yeah, it's crazy when you work the numbers and you think about it that way.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, that actually makes sense. I don't need 1 million subscribers to make this a full-time job. You just need a bunch of real fans to grow that community. Gina would also be in that same boat.
Yeah. I think that's the importance of having a brand. So trying to build a brand with
true.
like a nice, I don't know, nice aesthetic to it, a nice logo. Trying to build that from scratch is hard, but if you can do that, if you release a t-shirt and you can get 20 people to buy it, I mean, $20 profit on 20 t-shirts. That's a lot of money. So yeah, it's a lot of money.
Don't do any math online courses, please, Xander.
Yeah, no. But yeah, you're right. And it's when you think about it, you're trying to aim for the big numbers. I mean, I'm always looking at 100,000 subscribers. I think would be the target that you'd need to get to make it full time.
Yeah.
For
but
me,
imagine if you did a seasonal merch drop, you had an online course.
Yeah.
You had a Patreon for your for the people that want, what is it, the businesses that want to
Yep.
sponsor you.
Yep.
You do live streams every now and then where you get those super chats. That actually starts becoming like a real income,
Yep.
a real income.
Yeah.
And
Multiple streams of income, I think, is obviously they always say that, but you've got to have different income streams. If you're doing online, social, that kind of thing, it's got to be multiple.
Absolutely.
On Scott's advice from last week's episode, I actually did set up my members section because that's available for some reason on my YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've set that up, and I've actually incorporated a corporate perk in there. So if I have got companies that are interested, then they can join the channel as a member and pay a little bit more as a corporate and get sort of all these benefits mentioned in every video.
More of a conversation about that because I think I'm ready to start setting that up. I've had some emails from like, hey, can you do this VPN or can you do this thing? And I just don't know. I don't know how to respond to them. I don't know, like, what's your price? I don't know.
I've thought about it all week, and there's a lot of different ways you could go. And obviously it's a longer conversation, but you could set up deals for 10 episodes so you can mention them in 10 videos, or you could do it in every single video for a certain amount. There's loads of different options, and if you
there's another step too that I think that a lot of brands would love. I did a TikTok video for Ulanzi, just for free.
Yeah.
I mean, they've sent me a lot of free gear, and I was like, they actually asked if I could take some of the footage and can you make a TikTok video out of it?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, I'll just do it. I'll do one better. And so I created a TikTok for them on the ultimate GoPro setup and just all this stuff. And that would actually probably interest a lot of brands out there right now because because you can use it as stories as well on Instagram. But you shoot it vertical, give them an actual good vertical video.
Yeah.
But that's there's. Now that we're getting to this point, and that's why I think that the reviews, like having a review channel, has helped a lot. I can actually see where this could be a moneymaker, like where you can make a living, is what I'm trying to say, not a moneymaker. But
I mean, from my point of view, I've had that happen as well, where companies every time I do a review, I take some photos. I'm relatively competent at photography, so I take photos of the product and edit them, make them look pretty, and I generally email them to them saying you can use these wherever you want to. So a few of the companies have used them on their social accounts, and other companies ask if I can take photos. So that's another route you can go down. There's multiple ways of making money. There really is. So it's just...
the biggest way, I think, is just having the real fans. You just got to have not only fans, but real fans.
Yeah. But you're right.
That's actually probably the biggest moneymaker.
Yeah, well, it is, but we're not going there. But if you could get 1,000 people, to say, you could comfortably say, I know 1,000 people who buy a T-shirt, you could do it like 3 or 4 times a year and be rich.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that as I was driving, and I was like, okay, what, all these different things, like I said, guitar lessons, if I just spent some time and made these videos, and they don't have to be like super, super insanely professional, just do them.
Yep.
And then you have all these online courses that sit there. Emma, she's probably listening to this going, Annie Black, I've tried to tell you about this for so long. She's been talking about doing hoop courses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, but you need the fans. You need people that are going to buy the hoop course. Otherwise, you create the hoop course and then nobody's watching it, and it's like, well, that kind of sucks. But if it sits there for a little while, you promote it every now and then, and it's there. It's always there. It's just an income that's always going to be relevant. So
but there's an argument for everything like the courses. Just start them now, because if you start them when they're needed, you're not going to be proficient at doing it. So there's an argument for just doing it anyway, to see how it goes.
Yeah, true.
It's like
but
anything,
where would
isn't
you? I don't know where you'd actually. Where do you put them? Like, maybe that's what our techishardmedia.com is going to be.
I think you do.
We can have our online course. Xander and I will have our online courses.
We will. We'll have LUTs
we'll have to talk more about that.
Lightroom presets is another big one, because the little secret when it comes to Lightroom presets, if you buy somebody's Lightroom preset and they're really good, you've basically got their settings in your Lightroom anyway, and you can create your own preset. So basically they're giving you preset.
You could just turn around and sell it as yours.
Yeah,
and it's like Peter McKinnon's.
It's a bit cheeky, but there's ways to do it, and a lot of those photography Peter McKinnon style people, they've all got presets because they obviously sell like $5 a bit or whatever it is, and 100 people buy that. That's again online maths, but that's a lot of money again.
Yeah, there we go. That was our tip of the day.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. It should have been tip of the day, but we actually do need to do our tip of the day. Tip of the day? Tip of the week. Sorry,
Tip of the day.
week.
Yep.
It's tip of the week.
Let's do it.
Tip of the day. Tip of the week. You say it because it's your job.
Tip of the week.
Tip of the week.
All right, my tip of the week. Guess what? It's not an iPhone tip.
No, it's mine.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, my tip of the week is note sharing.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is it's an Apple thing. I think it's just an Apple thing.
Yep.
Apple, you have notes. I use my notes all the time.
Yep,
like my notes is where I put all my thoughts and schedules
Yep.
and everything except for like music schedules. But you can share notes really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you two examples. One of them is right here with the podcast. I share notes with Xander. We have our podcast thing set up. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
It's really easy to share. You just, right click on it, I believe, and then you say share, get a shared link or something. Anyway, we'll put that up on the
Yeah. But one thing I will say about it freaks me out because when I'm looking at a note and I'm in the UK, Danny's in Australia, and he's editing it edits it live, and I can see Danny typing on my phone. It's just, I find it amazing. So I love that tip.
Yeah. You could say, you right click it and you say like shared, and then you can email it to the person that you want to share it to, and then they have it on there. And so we have a folder, and then within that we have a bunch of other notes. Yeah, it updates real time. It's crazy.
Really good.
Really good way to stay together. Another example is with my wife. We have a home one where we have like grocery list.
Yeah.
And then we have like upcoming events, house ideas, or maybe things that we have to do in the house.
Yeah.
We write down the list as we think about them, and then I can always, if she writes them where she is, and then I can look in the list. I need to do something today for the house.
Yeah.
Look what needs to be done according to her.
Chores,
Also,
yeah.
according to me, I see stuff too, but maybe not as often as she does. Maybe that's just a guy thing. I don't know.
I think it is.
But it's a great way to do that, and there's a lot of apps that do that out there, but they're not great. And this has been the greatest thing, and it works with my phone.
Yep.
It works with my other computers, so it's all.
It is. You do have to be on Wi-Fi though, don't you, for it to update? I think. Am I correct in saying that?
You have to be. Well, I mean, if you're using your phone.
Oh no,
it uses the internet.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Yeah, it's not like it's not a network thing. It's like it shares it through the internet. So
yeah, I mean
it's an account thing.
Yeah, it's great. Potentially. I've got a MacBook, but maybe I'm waiting for the M2 Mini, I think, to come out, and I'm going to go over to Mac so we can incorporate all these things together.
Oh, yes.
So hopefully we'll do that for this. That'll be this year at some point, but great tip. I love the Notes app.
Yeah.
My tip is it's for the UK because it's the only, Amazon is the only thing I know about in the UK. It's a bargain tip. There's a camera that's on offer at the moment if you're looking for a new action camera. The Osmo Action, which is a really, really good camera, is on offer for £100 off here in the UK at the moment. So if you're listening from the UK, that's a bargain tip for you.
That's a bargain tip.
Yeah, it's.
And did you buy it?
No.
You bought the GoPro.
I bought the GoPro literally a week before.
That's Xander's tip.
But if you are looking,
I think that there's
Yeah.
selling it that low. They always drop the price because they're gonna announce a new one.
I
probably.
thought that.
They need to sell all their old units out as quick as they can.
Yeah.
Because when they announce the new ones, then no one's gonna pay that, and they have all these extra ones. So
yeah, so
that's,
maybe we'll be seeing a new camera from Osmo soon. But if in the meantime, if you're after a good action camera, it's very capable. It's got stabilization like the GoPro. It's got the front-facing screen as well, which is very handy.
That's true.
So yeah, it's £100 off.
It's Xander's tip of the week.
There you go.
Tip bargain.
Tech
It's
bargain.
Xander's
Tech
sale
bargain
of
tip.
the week.
Tip of the week.
Right then, so that was the tip of the week. That worked. That went well. That went smoothly, and that's pretty much it. We're going to wrap up the show for this week. Make sure you stay tuned and subscribe because we've got Jonathan Creek, of course, next week with his new book, The Interesting. Like, comment, share.
Bye.
Bye.
It's cool. It's a cool cover.
Yeah. It's a
very
very
good.
catchy title. He's going to be on next week talking about that and other things. He's got a lot of information to share. He's done a TED Talk as well, of course, Jonathan Creek has.
Yeah.
So, yeah, make sure you subscribe and like us on Instagram and, of course, TikTok coming soon. Hopefully we're going to get around to making some videos.
That's right. Instagram should be good because we're going to be putting some pictures and stuff like that throughout the week, and we'll get better as we go. I mean, we're still new to this. So
I've done
give
a
us break.
story this morning.
Did you?
Yeah, go and check it out.
Oh yeah. I forget that we're on different time zones. I'm like, this morning.
This morning?
I didn't see that. Yeah. And then also give us a good rating if you're listening on Apple or Spotify. But make sure you just, no matter what, just let us know that you're listening.
Comment.
It's very encouraging.
Yeah.
We love doing this. We're gonna do it anyways, regardless if you leave a comment. But
Yeah, definitely.
we love it.
Yeah, it's
We wanna
good.
hear
It's good. It's good for us, and obviously we've got that creative therapy out of our system today, and we'll be doing that regularly on this podcast. I feel like.
Oh yeah. I think that's what people are gonna tune in for more than CES talk and
Yeah.
whatever.
But yeah, but that's fun. Thanks, Danny, for joining me on again for another episode.
Links in the
Links in
description.
the
Make sure you
description
check
for
those out, too.
everything. Hopefully that we talked
Yeah.
about today. So for that's it for this episode.
That's it.
I'll catch
That's
you
it.
next week.
See ya.
All right, guys.
See you next week.
See you
Xander.
soon.